Welcome along, this is Virtual Farmer, and in this video we're going to take a look at Rottumer Island. This is a map that was released for Farming Simulator 25 a couple of days ago. It is reclaimed land from the Wadden Sea in the Netherlands, so this is a Netherlands map. I don't know if it is based on a real location. It might actually be based on a real location, this. Yeah, it's an interesting looking map. It does suffer a little bit from a problem I had with the last map tour I had, where I don't think there's actually a map edge on this. I think the map just basically ends at the edge of the water, and unfortunately you can see that. Yeah, there's nothing beyond. I don't know, actually. We'll see as we go around. I get the feeling there's not much beyond it, but it is actually a little bit more difficult to see on this map than it was on the last one, but I think we're a little bit further from the edge here. Before we have a drive around this, though, and have a look at it in a bit more detail, let's go and have a look at the PDA. And as you can see, it is an island, as the name of the map suggests. I think we've got an entrance and an exit down the bottom left-hand corner here. We've got quite an array of fields. There are 3 dairy farms on this map. I know we've got a farm up there and a farm down there. That is definitely one of the dairy farms. We'll see if we can find the others as we move around this map. We've got a farmhouse with 3 greenhouses, a small contractor's yard in the main town, which we should be able to see when we come up to that, which is based in the middle of the map. There's a horse farm, there's a BGA, there's 87 fields in total, so there's quite a lot of fields on this map. We've got 98 farmlands in total, so there are 12 more fields of 12 more farmlands beyond the number of fields. We've got sheep barns, we've got production forests. We got a small building plot near the dock, which I'm guessing is what 98 is over here. And yeah, so several sell points across the map. So it's a nice looking PDA. I really like the detail. You can see everything very clearly on this. Always love to see that on a map. Smallest or the cheapest area on this map, looking at it, is probably 98, I think. 24,575 is a nice cheap area for that building land. If we have a look for the smallest field, I think we're probably looking at 73 down here, which is only slightly more at 28,000. So start from scratch, very, very possible on this map. Very affordable stuff for start from scratch. We got 327,520 for farmland 41. Which seems to be the most expensive area of land on here. So most expensive area of land, even that is purchasable with start from scratch. So yeah, I think this is a perfect map for all levels of starting position. We also yeah, we got let's have a look at the productions. So you start off with 2 large greenhouses, which is fantastic. One thing to note is they all start producing stuff, so they are running when you come into this map and you start. And we've got a smattering of production chains. Absolute very positive start on here. We've got bakery, we've got a bakery, a carpentry, a dairy, a grain mill, a sawmill, a soup factory, and a spinnery. Absolutely brilliant. Very pleased to see some built-in productions on this map. And really, that is a cracking start to this. So we actually do get provided with a car to do on here, so we don't have the custom number plate. We do start here at the docks, and I really quite like this. This is perfect. You basically start as if you've arrived and ready to head in. So let's do just that. We will head into town in our Skoda. And I'll zoom out a bit so that you guys can see the maximum possible on here. Loving the boats, loving the edge of this, really beautiful. We've got an entrance in here, and immediately we've got that building plot to the left of us there. We're gonna come up. We're gonna do this in a slightly weird way, I think. I'm gonna sort of weave my way around this map. I'm loving the ditches along the sides that are all filled with stuff. You do have to download quite a few required mods for this map, I will say. There are quite a few mods that are required on this. Not as much as I think the next map we're going to be doing has, but yeah, we've got a nice case shop here. So this is our shop where you can purchase your equipment. Across the road, it looks like we've got a sell point. Yep, sell point in here, which is good. There's a good variety of sell points around this map. We are then gonna head. Now, are we gonna head this way or? Yeah, I think we'll head out this way and go and find out what we've got slightly further down here. Very nice clean roads here. I think we got, those are speed bumps coming into and out of the town. Loving the detail on the side, loving the all the detail around this whole thing. We've got some lovely bridges. We've got some just, yeah, this is actually a really beautiful map. Looking in all the directions, it looks great. It looks absolutely beautiful. We have a sell point in here. This looks like a farmer's market, which is exactly what it is. So we've got the farmer's market around there, and we're going to head out to the edge of the map here. See if we've got any of those issues that I was talking about that we had with the last map I did. And I'm not really seeing it. We've got a nice raised edge to the island, which is sort of keeping that view contained a little bit, helping to get past that problem, I think. I'm not getting the same feeling as I had from that. It is very beautiful, this. I do want to have a look out at the water and see what it's like, just to give myself a good idea. We are at the edge of the map here. This is much harder to see, and yeah, you do have that. So if you are finding yourself at the edge, it does sort of suddenly drop off, like it's dropping off off the edge of the world. But this map hides that actually fairly well. You've got to be getting up really high and going like this for this. And I feel that at the kind of levels that most people are gonna be playing, it's a lot less visible on this map. We've got the lighthouse out there. Do we want to head up here? No, we want to head to the next road over. So the view on here feels a lot nicer to me compared to the last map tour I did, and as a result, this is feeling a much nicer map for me to use and to drive around. And I love all these bridges and these ditches and all of the various bits of detail that's around here. This feels like a lived in, highly detailed, really lovely map. We come to the first of our farmyards. This is where we've got a house with a set of greenhouses in for use, and that leads us through here round and to a farmyard, or in fact this I think is a cow shed. We spoke about this at the beginning. We open this up. No cows in here at the moment. Be interested to see if the equipment we start with includes a load of stuff to do the cows, or to do cows from the get-go. Then we head across the road here. That's interesting. I thought I had an entrance there. It's slightly further back. Try not to put myself in the ditch. Yeah, we've got Ripada Hove. No idea. I'm guessing that's the name of this yard. We've got another cow shed here, I'm guessing, with the milk loading point there. We've got a few bits of equipment and things around here. And looks like we've got a fairly big cow field out this way. You start off owning this in New Farmer. So, yeah, nice sizable area around this yard that you start with. I've got a couple of weights and things sitting around here. No sign of a tractor yet. I think there might be one in one of these sheds over here. As I said, we will go through all of this in a bit. Oh, there we go. There's a tractor with a mower. So it looks like we've got some equipment to help feed the cows. But looking very nice. That's a nice, tight, tidy yard. Looks like it'll serve you well for doing cows. So if you want to do start with dairy on here, that is quite cool. We've also got another area around here. We've got some bale storage and pallet storage. So that is fantastic as well. Loving the look of all of that. Really well built yard, that one. So I'm now going to cut across the middle of the map here. Try not to catch the bollards at the corner. And we'll head back towards the Dockland area. We've got a horse farm in here. So this is the horse farm that's being talked about in the description. Again, very nicely done. Good tight road. I like the width of this road here. Feels very appropriate. And we've got a nice little stable yard here. So if you want to do horses on this map, there is a stable you can purchase here next to field 66. I'm going to add a crash counter to this at some point because that is keep hitting things on this map. But it is beautiful. This really is gorgeous. Reminds me a lot of the fens in the UK with all these ditches and everything. It's, yeah, really loving it. Absolutely fantastic looking map, this. And as I said, none of the issues I've had with the other map that had nothing beyond the borders. We've got a soup. Oh no, that looks like a grain mill there, I think, and that is not quite sure what that is, but that's another. So 2 productions there, which are good to see. As I said, been really pleased to see 2 maps with productions in my last 2 tours. We've got the dairy there, we've got the fuel station there. It is a really lovely map, this. Really lovely map, this. We've got the animal dealer and bale sell point. This is brilliant. I love that stuff is properly signposted. That is absolutely fantastic. So yeah, we've got our animal dealer and a bale sell point in here. Absolutely fantastic. So many maps don't have nice labeled areas like that, and you kind of just sort of search around and can't find stuff. Looks like the BGA is at the end of the road here. Yeah, biogas energy. Again, that little raised bit, which also fits in with the story of this map. It just makes things work so well, and it's such a little thing to have at the edges. Round we go further and through. It is. I love the way the mist is doing this. I know that's a base game feature, but it's. Having learned recently that maps need to be at a certain level for the fog to come in. It's very nice to see that mist sort of clinging around. All the bridges and the ditches on this are so nicely done. We've got the Sup Soup Factory there. And then if we take a left down here, we've got one of the farmyards down this way. I'm not sure we'll find all the farmyards in this video, but certainly all the yards I've seen so far have been very nice. We've got the spinnery in here. Nice big sign on the side of that. I think that's base game. Oh, and right next door to the sheep. I'm hoping you could actually buy that. But that would be awesome to be able to just take the wool straight from the sheep there to the spinnery. I love the placement of that. That is very cool. We've then got one of the farmyards over here. So again, this is a cow yard. A nice, tight, nestled in yard here. That is fantastic. We've got a fuel tanker there. We've got some equipment here. Again, not 100% sure where the tractors are, although if I was to guess, it would be in this shed over here. Is that where this? No, we've not got anything in here, which is interesting. Oh, we've got another shed over here. Because at the moment, I've only discovered one tractor. I can't open that, interestingly. Let's see what we got left on this map. We just have a few bits around the top, and then I think we will spin around and come back to this yard to have a look at all of the equipment and things. Certainly seems like the yard down the bottom would be the main yard for your starting farm. This seems very much more of a satellite farm up here. We'll head up this way then, and up in this top corner. In fact, I think there was a combine harvester in that yard there. I don't think I went in all of the sheds. Loving the sort of the tree tunnel here that leads us into this corner. Oh, there's some really beautiful bits here. And in fact, this I think is the forestry area on this map. So that's why the sawmill is here. We've got a good amount of detail under the trees, lots of patches, lots of bushes, not very uniform. Always like to see this. Nice road running through it. Yeah, so nice little forestry area here if you want to do a bit of forestry on this map. And it feels very much more like a farmed forestry area, but looking absolutely fantastic. Very, very cool. Yeah, this is a gorgeous map. I could see myself playing this one. It has that feeling to it of being very lived in. The road, having driven round the road on here, the road itself feels a little bit plain. I don't know if that's if the sort of the two-way roads in or the two carriageway roads are this plain in the Netherlands, but certainly it feels like there's a little bit of detail missing from the road. Otherwise, that's, you know, that to me is a minor point. We've got the bioheating plant here, along with some water buffalo by the looks of things. So there's animals all over this map. In fact, there's an area right down the bottom of the map. It's on a bit of road that we haven't been to. Yeah, area 95 or farmland 95 is just this massive sheep field. I think it's either got sheep or goats in it, and it's just amazing. Oh, hello, we have another yard in here. I think this will be a good place for us to really finish off and see where there is. But yeah, so I think these are the farm names on the side there. And the farms are looking lovely. We've got a windmill in there as well. Oh man. And so this is one of the farmyards that you don't start off owning. And again, this is really nicely done. Lots of space, lots of room to maneuver and build and rework things if you want. And of course, this is all reworkable. So yeah, I'm liking this a lot. This is a fantastic looking map. And I'm actually going to stop my journey around it here because we've covered most of this map. And if we just have a quick look in here, I think we might have another farm over there in 93. But yeah, it's a cracking map. Absolutely beautiful looking map, this. And works really well. I am very impressed by this. Yeah, and it does have one downside, which I haven't mentioned at the start. This is a PC and Mac map only, so this is not a cross-play map. I'm guessing it's got some... Normally that's due to either some stuff being in there that's scripting, or there's some brands in here that can't go onto console. So that's very much either of those things could be stopping this going onto console as well. Let's have a look at the equipment that we start with on here then. And we get actually a really decent level of equipment. I have added nothing to this, so this is a huge list of equipment. We get an Agco 1100 weight and an Agco 650 weight, an Amazon Precia 4500-2C Super Planter, an Amazon ZA-TS 3200 spreader, an Albert Bale Spike, an Albert Fork with grapple, a Breedle K105 spreader, a Class Evian 450 combine, a Class Vario 620 combine, a Case IH RB456 HD Pro baler, a Deutz-Fahr 6135C RV shift tractor, a FarmTech DPW 1800 flatbed trailer, a FarmTech SuperSys 800 slurry spreader, a Warbownikk Puller 600 seeder, a Horsch Credo 3 Power Harrow, and a Wolfeurer seeder. Those two are a 2-pack. A Hardy Mega 1200L sprayer, a Horde DST 16 manure spreader, a Hulara Stego 485 Pro silage compactor, a Krone Ventro 820 Highland, that's a Tedder, a Kunare 142 feed mixer, a Cramp half pipe HP20 trailer, a Lemkin Smrag 9-500K cultivator, a Massey Ferguson MF 5713S tractor, a Massey Ferguson MF 7S .210 tractor, a Nardi N40BX header trailer, a Potinger Faro 4010D forage wagon, a Quickie Q4M front loader, a Steyr 1000 weight, a Steyr Absolute 6220 CVT tractor, a Sam's KDF 341S front mower, a Sam's XT 390 rear mower, a Sam's Z2-840H windrower, a Skoda Kodak RS car, and a 10-winkle FGB 600 weight. That is a lot of equipment. It kind of feels like that's 2 farms worth of equipment. So I think there's some slimming down you could do there. Certainly there's a few bits and pieces that you could sell off and increase your field numbers with the money that comes in, because yeah, I think it would give you a good amount of cash to sell those bits off. Overall, though, I think this is a great map. This is really lovely. Fits in well. Has been done right. Does have that issue I mentioned with my previous map tour, that it doesn't seem to have any edges to the map itself. However, this map hides that a lot better and is a lot more distracting from it. A lot less distracting from it. So, yeah, it works. I think this would make a great single-player start from scratch, right up to a multi-farm multiplayer. I think this is a very versatile map if you are on PC. Unfortunately, yeah, not a cross-play map. Let me know, though, down in the comments below what you think of this map, and I will see you on the next one. Thank you for watching. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. Huge thank you as well to all of my patrons and channel members. These videos are only made possible thanks to your support. If you want more from Virtual Farmer, please check out the videos on screen now, or subscribe for more. And I will see you next time.